So, is the brand new Batman Begins quarter scale statue from Sideshow a hit or miss? Let's find out next. Welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles, your one stop for all things high-end statue collecting reviews and unboxings, so much more. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this content to see what I think about a piece, whether it's a hit or miss or not. And I'm talking about a great piece from Sideshow, and I'm talking about the Batman Begins. Now, Christian Bale, absolutely love the Dark Knight trilogy, and I love the Begins suit. And we've been asking for a long time for more Begins material because we don't get very much. We've had some hot toys here and there, but it just doesn't come around. And so I was very excited out of the blue when Sideshow announced at Sideshow Con that they were doing this piece. And now it is up for pre-order. And so I have all of that information for you guys. And I wanted to really see if it is a hit or miss or not. You know, Sideshow, sometimes the likenesses are not that great on movie actors. So I'm really curious as to what you guys think, because I have a very, very strong opinion on this one. So without further ado, let's check it out. All right, guys, so once again, we have the quarter scale premium format Batman Begins from our friends over at Sideshow Collectibles. Is this going to be a hit or miss? Well, let's talk about it. Like I said, this piece came out of nowhere, and I am very excited that we're getting these pieces from Sideshow because, again, not very many companies are doing this particular suit. Now, the biggest controversy with this piece seems to be with this pose. It is very reminiscent of the Daniel Bell sculpted Silver Surfer maquette. Very similar, but you know, we talk about it all the time that there's only so many poses that these companies can do with the human body, and this one is taken directly from that pose from the movie. And so I am okay with this pose. Is it perfect? I'm going to say no. But I do think it's okay, especially if you are able to envelop him a little bit more than what these photos are doing with the cape, because in the movie, the cape was very much tucked around him. So I can see where maybe not everybody loves this pose. Maybe if it was leaning just a little bit more forward, I think that maybe people would have been just a little bit happier with him, because it does look a little bit weird from the side, but I do think from the front or even at an angle it looks okay, especially again you were able to pose him. Now this is a 25.75 inch tall statue, 9 inches wide and 9 inches deep. It is going to have a very, very small footprint. It is not going to take up very much room, which again, a lot of collectors really appreciate these days because space is always a massive premium. This does retail for $620 USD. The cape, again, very long, very accurate to the movie, kind of that velvety material. Obviously, Tim Hansen at Sideshow was involved with this piece with the cut and sew, also part of the design. But you can pose it. There is a wire in there, so you're able to envelop him, I believe. So again, from the side, yeah, it looks a little bit awkward to me, but I think if you are able to pose the cape even better than what we're seeing here, I think if you're really able to put that cape forward and kind of wrap him up, I think this is going to be a very awesome looking piece. Again, some might argue the $620 price point, is it too much? It's just hard to say these days because the prices are what they are. This was sculpted by Aaron McNaught, which is awesome. I think that he did a phenomenal job. Also, Steve Lord was involved in the sculpt. Dave Igo, Richard Luong, and of course I mentioned Tim Hansen, all involved with the design. But here is the main event. Look at this portrait. This is, I believe, the best portrait that Sideshow has ever done in terms of movie likeness. I just think this is very good. I think it looks like Christian Bale. I think that looks like his mouth specifically, and some companies haven't really mastered that. But I do think that, I mean, look at that. To me, that looks fantastic. That is Hot Toys quality to me. And we can't always say that about Sideshow, but obviously they are nailing it with this portrait. And I'm hoping this is the first of many actor likenesses that we're getting from him. And again, I'm not sure if it was Aaron or Steve that sculpted the portrait, but it just looks phenomenal to me. I think the suit is very accurate. Some people have complained a little bit about the belt height. That could be subjective depending on how he's wearing. Again, this is a suit that's not done very much. Obviously, that belt was from The Dark Knight as well. So it's really up to you guys to determine whether you like it or not, but I think it looks fine. I think it looks good. I think it looks very accurate to the film. It is a matte black where it has that darker color black on the outside of the cape, which again is all very accurate to the movie. I think the boots, the details on the actual suit, is very rubbery looking in the movie. Kind of that old school, like Michael Keaton type, where it was that latex, that rubber material that they used. And then they switched to the armor look in The Dark Knight. But I do think it looks really good overall. Will I be adding this one to my collection? I want this one. I just don't know if I have a space for it. I mostly collect 1/3, but I could see this one being part of my collection because I want this suit. I am hoping somebody will do it in 1/3, obviously, but if they don't, this is a really great representation. And again, I just really feel like the head sculpt is just top notch. The base is okay, it's kind of like a building, a crumbled building, but in the movie he was on top of a rooftop. So I would have maybe liked to have seen maybe a little bit more of a rooftop look, as opposed to kind of an interior of a building. But it is what it is. Again, it's really nice that it's that low profile and it's narrow enough that it lets that cape really hang down on it. So I think that looks really good. You can see the size here. It's going to have a nice presence in the collection. And again, I hope that you can get that cape around his shoulders. If you can do that and really get him wrapped up in that cape, I think this would be a big-time home run hit. Again, Tim Hansen worked on that cape, always does a great job with that. But I think this is a hit. The price seems a little high, but again, it is what it is. But I think there's no doubting that it looks like Christian Bale. I think Sideshow did a phenomenal job, and to me, that makes it a hit. I think it's really well done. So now it's over to you guys. What do you think of this piece from Sideshow? I think it is the best. I'm going to say it again. I think it is the best movie likeness to date. I think they did an absolutely phenomenal job with the sculpt. Is the pose a little bit weird? Yes. Is it a little bit reminiscent of some of the other statues that we've seen from Sideshow? Pose-wise, a little bit. But it is from the top of the building. There is that scene. It's an awkward shot because he is on this top of this beacon and he's standing a little bit weird. Is he standing a little bit too forward, in my opinion? Maybe just a tad. I also really think that in the photos, I wish that they had sculpted the cape or positioned the cape a little bit more where it envelops him, because that's the way it was in the movie. He had this really long cape that enveloped him. I would like to see them do that. Hopefully, this piece you can do that. I was assuming that wired cape you can, wedge in a little bit better. But if you do that, and there's enough material there, I really think that this is a major hit because of that sculpt. And again, it's that piece that people have been wanting for a long time. So are there things about it that could be considered a miss? Absolutely. Maybe even the base, I would have maybe liked to have seen something a little bit different on the base. But the sculpt looks good, the body looks good, the fact that it's not a sculpted cape, that would have been really cool, actually, if they would have done a sculpted cape, but I know why they don't. Capes can break in shipping. The fabric capes are, just easier to work with, and you can pose them. So, again, some people are either sculpted capes or not. You're just never going to win. But I do think it's a hit. I think it's a hit because I don't think this piece is going to be done all that often. Some other companies might do it in maybe 3rd scale, which I'm hoping they do. But this is a great 1/4 scale piece. Again, the price point is going to be more fair. But I do want to know your thoughts. What do you guys think about it? Do you think it's a hit? Do you think it's a miss? I've seen kind of 50-50 in the Facebook groups talking about this piece, but I do want to know your thoughts. Again, I just think it's a really amazing head sculpt, especially. I like they just nailed it. I think it's beyond perfect. So that's awesome, right? So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. If you are new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that like button, click that notification bell. You guys know the drill. And if you want to take it one step further to support the channel, please consider hitting that join button down below for early access, bat boxes, and other perks. Just thank you guys so very much again for taking the time out of your day to listen to what I have to say about a piece. It means the world to me. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time right here in the Bat Cave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Bat Cave.